makers. I am super duper excited for today's craft. We are going to be painting with bubbles. I can't wait. We're going to be making a really fun, almost rainbow inspired bubble painting. So let's do it. I can't wait. Let's go over our supplies. A lot of these things you can also find at home, starting with a couple of empty water bottles. We're going to use these to make our bubble blowers. This is what they'll end up looking like after we cut them up, but I'll show you that later. I have a couple of plastic cups here. You can use a bowl or a cup or anything that you may have at home to hold your mixtures in. I have a handful of spoons here to mix up my bubbly solutions, some straws, all of my paint colors. You can use any color you want or any kind of paint that you may have at home. I have some scissors and a box cutter. This isn't totally necessary, but if you are using a box cutter today, make sure you ask an adult for help. I have some rubber bands, as well as an old dish rag. You can also use a washcloth or a dish towel or even an old sock. And lastly, I have my drop cloth canvas here. I've got a big old slice of it to do my bubble art on. You can use a poster board, a piece of paper, a canvas, maybe a sketchbook, or any kind of surface that you have at home that you'd like to create some art on. So the very first step of this project is creating our bubble blowers. They look something like this, and all we're gonna do is take an old plastic water bottle and cut off the top. I first like to take my box cutter and make a hole for my scissors to cut all the way around. And then taking my scissors, I'm going to cut the top off of my water bottle, like so. And you're going to repeat that process for however many colors you'd like to use. So next up, we're going to be making a bunch of little scrap pieces from our dish rag, washcloth, or sock that you may have at home. I'm just going to cut squares that are big enough to cover the opening of my bubble blower. They don't have to be perfect. Nice little square, and you can test to make sure that it covers that opening of your bubble blower. To finish making our bubble blowers, we are going to take our scrap pieces of fabric and put them over top of the opening of our bubble blower. And we are going to secure them with our rubber bands. So I'm going to drape my fabric over the top, not the part that you would normally drink out of, and fasten a rubber band on top. And it'll look something like this. Next up, we are going to be creating our bubble solution paints. We're going to use these to make all of our crazy bubbles on our painting. I already have my blue and my red mixed together. I'll show you how we're going to mix the others. Now you can make these mixtures with water and dish soap at home or any kind of bubbly soap that you may have around. You can also pick up some bubble solution at the store. But for today's demonstration, I'm going to show you the mixture with water and dish soap. So I have my cups here, and I'm going to fill these about halfway up with water. Be right back. From here, I'm going to take my dish soap, and I'm going to do 3 tablespoons of dish soap in each of my glasses of water. From here, we're going to add a tablespoon of whatever paint color you want to these mixtures. So since I have my red and my blue, I'm going to do yellow and purple. And I'm using acrylic paint. Now go ahead and mix those up really, really well. Okay, so now I have my lineup of bubbly colors. I have red, blue, purple, and yellow. Again, feel free to make as many colors as you'd like, and if you wanted to use bubble soap, it's the same process with both, except if you're using your bubble solution, you can just mix the paint straight into that bubble solution without adding water. And from here, we're gonna go ahead and start making some magic. So for each of my bubble blowers, I'm gonna set them on a little paper plate, just so if any excess bubble solution drips, I have a place to catch it. Again, you can lay down some newspaper or an old trash bag to collect any drips. All right, here we go. Are you ready? I'm super duper excited. So to start, I'm gonna take one of my bubble blowers and choose one of my colors. Let's start with red. And I'm just gonna barely dip my bubble blower into the top of my solution just to let it saturate and get into the cloth. And once I've done that, if you have any excess, you can let it drip away or pat some off on your paper plate. And then what we're going to do is blow through the mouth. And you're gonna see all of these crazy bubbles begin to form. Do another dip, pat off the excess. Once you have a good layer of bubbles, you can leave them be and go on to your next color. Now at this point, once you have a nice bubbly layer of your main colors, feel free to switch it up a little bit. Maybe I want to make some green or some darker purple or even an orange. You can take any of your little bubble blowers like this. This is my red one. I'm going to dip it into the yellow and create an orange mixture. You can also take your blue and dip it into your red mixture and create a dark purple, and even take that blue and dip it into your yellow to make a green. So the possibilities are endless, so have some fun with it. And don't be afraid to get a little messy. All right, the last technique I want to show you for creating bubbles is with straws. So I'm going to take a straw and put one in each of my solutions. And now we're going to blow some bubbles. Make sure to not drink this. We're only blowing bubbles. Now watch. And you have this little dome of bubbles on top. And what you can do with that dome is take one of your spoons and scoop it up just like that and plop it down onto your painting. I'll show you. And you can do that with any of your colors. So I'll do one with my red. Here we go. Okay. Big old scoop. And plop it down. So this is truly a craft that pops. I can't wait to see the finished product, but what we need to do is let all of our bubbles settle and pop into place. So once that happens, I'll show you what the finished product looks like. All right, my friends, we are back with a little change of scenery because our bubbles have been drying in the sun, so it's time to show off the finished product. I had such a fun time painting with bubbles today, and I hope you did too. It really made me feel like a kid again. So much fun. If you're looking for more fun activities like this one, definitely check out the rest of our YouTube channel for some more arts and crafts and tutorials. You can also find us on Instagram at muse_paintbar. We would love to see those finished products. If you want to follow and tag us and show us how much fun you had today doing your bubble painting, we want to see them. In the link below this video, you're also going to find our website. Definitely check us out. Come see us in studio. We'd love to paint with you soon. You can also visit shop.musepaintbar.com to purchase your Muse to Go kits for your next painting adventure. Follow, like, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more videos coming soon. That's all from me today. I hope you had a blast, and until next time, happy painting. Don't forget to always paint outside the lines. See you next time. Cheers.